What is up, guys? I'm Benny, they call me Bear, and this is Benny Bear's Garage. Now that is what you would have heard in this intro, as I was telling you how my alternator was not working anymore and we needed to replace it. Unfortunately, it was over 105 degrees in my garage. My fans were going and the audio was terrible. Now, I had very little time to work because I'm a stay-at-home dad taking care of her 4-month-old baby. So unfortunately, I lost a little bit of video here at the beginning. I took off the air intake and I'm starting to unplug the connectors to the alternator. We had the intake box off and all the piping. We took off the signal wire, that little harness, and we are now taking the negative terminal off the battery. It is a little bit different on my setup since I have the Genesis dual battery kit. So you have to take the battery terminal off, but then also you have to take off the wire that connects the second battery to the ground. Otherwise you still have power basically going through the system. So you see me taking off the entire setup, and then obviously taking off the nut for the alternator power wire. That is a 13 mil. Now for this video, unfortunately, like I said, all the audio was pretty much unusable since the fans were going all over the place. So now I'm using a 1/2-inch breaker bar to get that tensioner off. That way we can get the belt loose. Once you get that 1/2-inch breaker bar in, you have to rotate clockwise as you're looking to the front of the Jeep. Now I'm taking the belt off of the power steering pump. That's going to give us that release. That way we can actually take off the alternator. We are starting off on the alternator bolts with the 15mm bolts. There are 4 bolts total, 2 15mm either side, and then 2 13mm on the lower side, which we're getting to right now. So yeah, for this video, I'm just going to give you a chill, lo-fi background music as we work, and obviously a little bit of voiceover. It's my first time doing voiceover, so hopefully the audio comes out in a way that is not too obnoxious. So alright, once we took out those 13mm bolts, we're going to finish out those 15mm, and the alternator is going to be able to be taken out. You only have to basically, once the bolts are out, tilt it forward away from you as you're looking at it, and that will release it from the belt. If you already took off the belt from the power steering pump, you can just pull up, the belt will just release. So here I'm taking out one of those 15mm bolts. They're pretty long, so it'll take a minute. Alright, once that last bolt is out, we can tilt that alternator forward and get it out from under the belt. And we're going to give it a quick once over. You can tell it's kind of fried. It's a little bit worn out. Now since we are here, we're going to take out the belt also. It's the one that it's been on there since I've owned a Jeep. We're going to need a 16mm and a 13mm to take that bracket off. Once you take those bolts off, the bracket comes off and you can snake the belt out from all the pulleys. Once we install the new one, I'll throw up a diagram on the screen so you can see how it goes back together. Just checking on the idler pulleys. They spin freely, so those are good to go. Get the belt out from all the other pulleys. Gonna take a good look at that belt. On the outside it looks pretty good. On the inside where the ribs are, there's a little bit of cracking you can see. It's not terrible, so we'll throw this in the back and keep it as a spare in case the new one rapidly disassembles itself. And the new one that I have is a Continental 4060878 for the Jeep Wrangler with the 3.6 pentestar engine. So as I'm putting this belt in, it would have been a good idea to set it out in the sun earlier that day. That way it was nice and pliable. But I had just taken it out of the packaging that it comes in, and it's all folded up. So it's making it a little bit difficult, but managed to get it done at the end. I'll throw up here a diagram of how the belt goes around all the pulleys. Basically the crankshaft pulley, the water pump, the AC compressor, under the idlers, around to the power steering pump, and then the second idler. Leaves you a small little loop at the top for the alternator. Hey guys, if you like my videos, you find them interesting, just do me the favor of hitting that thumbs up button, hitting that like, subscribe, doing all those cool YouTube things. It's the only time I'll ask you. It does really help the channel out and get me out in front of more eyes. That way I can keep on making more videos for you guys. So yeah, once we have the belt ran through, we're gonna put our bracket back on, starting with that 13 mil at the bottom. That way I get it kind of on there. Then that 16 mil bolt at the top. This is the longer one. Now we're just gonna run them in good and tight. I'm sure there's a torque spec out there for it. Always just remember that you are bolting onto aluminum, so metal bolts into aluminum. If you go too tight, you're gonna strip those threads on the aluminum block, and then your day is gonna turn to not a very good day. So I'm just using my ratchet and a little bit of muscle, not going crazy on these bolts. Just tighten them up enough to where they feel the same as when I took them off. Alrighty guys, here I am trying to explain how the new alternator that I got from the parts store was basically dead on arrival. So we had to wait a day. In the meantime, since we have the air intake out, I took the time to tear it apart, clean it all up, and make sure it was good to go. Use that super clean that I like to use on everything. Basically get all that dirt, grit, and grime, oils that live in the engine bay. I blew out the filter since it's a serviceable filter. Got the box nice and clean, make sure it was free of debris, then I put it all back together. In the engine bay, I cleaned out the valve covers and the area where the alternator lives. That is a future project which we'll have to do sometime later on when we get some money. And we are ready to put the alternator back in. It spins freely. It has the right connections, and we'll just drop it in along with the belt. We're just gonna do it the same way we took it off. We're gonna tilt it forward and slide it into place in the bracket. Right there under my hand, you can see that the belt is over the power steering pump, and it's not letting me place the alternator right where it needs to be. So I took it off and then I started the bolts by hand. Guys, always remember to start the bolts by hand before you use any kind of power tools. Just kind of make sure they start off right and you don't strip the threads. Now guys, I am very, very blessed to have pretty good power tools. I am not sponsored by anybody. I have bought and paid for every single tool that I own, and I'm definitely blessed to be able to have a nice set of tools. I've been working at this for quite a while, building up my collection of tools. But anyhow, I definitely understand that I am truly blessed. So thank you guys for watching these videos, and hopefully one day in the future we can grow more and get more tools and make our jobs easier. So once the alternator is in, the bolts are started, we're gonna get that power steering pulley back under that belt. Alright, so we're starting with the bottom ones. Those are the 13 mil bolts. We're just gonna drive them in all the way. They're, like I said, they're a little bit long, so it takes quite a bit. But once you get them in there nice and snug, just by hand, at the end we're gonna torque them down, make sure they're as they should be. Again, the top ones are going to be the longer ones. Those are 15 mil. And once we ran those bolts down all the way, I'm going to put that breaker bar back on the belt tensioner. Put my belt over the power steering pump again and make sure everything is aligned on the alternator, the power steering pump, the AC compressor, and the main pulley. So we are going to make our connections here. Again, our signal harness right there, you can't really reach, or at least my harness did not reach all the way. So I tried without much success to get it in first. But then I put in the actual power connection on there first. That stretched out the wire a little bit more. That way the connector, that plug harness would reach a little bit better. And on that one, it's going to be that 13 mil again. And we're just going to make it nice and tight. No need to go too hard on it. It is on the alternators, you just want to be careful. So I just ran it down with my small impact and got it set to where it needs to be. And that let us plug in that signal wire harness. And then there you go, that's good to go. So now we are doing the torque on the 15 mil bolts. Those are going to be 43 foot-pounds on the top side. Again, remember, if you feel unsure, you are bolting into a aluminum block or heads, depending on where it's connecting. So you are definitely not want to put a lot of stress on them. Just back off if you feel like you've gone a little bit too much. For the 13 mils at the bottom, we're going to do 22 foot-pounds. And same advice, just take it easy on the aluminum. And then we're gonna just put our little cap back on. It wasn't trying to cooperate, so you can watch me here struggle with that as it goes. And there you go, it's all installed. So we're gonna speed through this real quick, putting in our air box. We are going to put in the rest of the intake, but before we do, we'll give it a nice little clean with that super clean. Just get it all nice and looking good. So while we're at it, get those silicone connectors on there. and I put in the clamps, and we should be good to go there. I'm also now connecting my dual battery setup, again, that negative terminal. Give it a quick start, and it's working as it should. The belt is riding on that pulley correctly. So we're gonna go to the inside. We're gonna look at our Genesis screen. You can see the battery voltage right there. I haven't started it up yet. Give it a quick start. Goes to 12 and then starts up to 14. That means our alternator is charging. We're gonna look at our screen again. 14 volts on the main battery. Aux battery is at 12 to boost this off. So that means this is working as it should. Again, give it another quick start. And it starts charging right back up. 14.1 volts at idle. And there you go, guys. That is how to change the alternator on a 2012 and up to 2018 Jeep Wrangler JK with the 3.6 pentestar engine. And guys, thank you for watching the video. If you liked it, if you found anything informative, give us a like, give us a subscribe, stand by to the channel, and hopefully we can keep on doing more projects for you guys in the near future. Thanks, Benny Bear, out.